Hey guys, it's JaaackJack and welcome back to my channel and welcome to my first plan with me of 2025 and my first plan with me in ages. I feel like it's been a hot minute since I've done one of these with you. So let me update you and share that I'm actually in a bullet journal. Like this is kind of new for me. I've done like faith bullet journaling in the past, but this is like my first time I'm truly committing to sticking out with a bullet journal. And the reason being is because I just love the idea that I can customize all of the pages, like every single page, every single layout, like I get to customize it. Does it take more time to set up? Absolutely it does, but it's so worth it to me because I get to be a little creative in the process. And I'm always like, I always love when I have like some sort of creative outlet. So that's definitely what bullet journaling feels like. So today I'm going to set up the month of February with you. And as you can tell, we're going to go with love notes, like envelopes and lots of hearts. So that's the theme for the month. So I just traced everything out on pencil first, like with pencil first, because I don't trust myself with just pen alone. And so I drew out those little envelopes and I got this idea from someone on Instagram. If I can find their username again, I will share it here on the screen, but this is not something I just like made up. I was definitely inspired by their post. And so now I'm just coloring in with colored pencils, and this is kind of like the cover page for February. And something I've been doing, I started this with January, now I'm doing it again, is I like to take a bit of washi tape and stick it on the side of the page and have it kind of stick out a little past the pages so I can easily quickly flip to the beginning of the month if I need to. So you can see the blue washi on the left side was for January, and now this like peachy one is for February. So I plan to do that every month going forward. So just coloring in these hearts and these roses. I didn't know how to draw roses, so this was like the best I could do. And just coloring it in with colored pencils, and that's pretty much it. So now moving to the monthly spread, I'm keeping it simple. I just wrote February in these like big bubble letters and then just boxes for every day of the month. So nothing fancy here, very standard. So I'm just going to quickly speed through this, play a little music so you can just watch. But here is how I set up the month of February. Okay, here is the month. I'm pretty happy with it, but now let's go back to the cover page because I just remembered I forgot one more detail I wanted to add, and it was to create an envelope on that other side, like the blank page there, and have a little card sticking out that has like my monthly to-do list. So like things I want to make sure I accomplish in the month of February. So I did this in January. I didn't like do a great job completing all those because I was sick half the month of January, but I like the idea of doing that, so I'm gonna do it again. So I cut out a just plain piece of paper, I rounded the corners, and now I'm drawing an envelope. So it's gonna be like half on the paper, half made with this other paper. So that way I can actually stick that little piece of paper in, if that makes sense. So I'm doing all of my tracing, lining everything up. And then I forgot to show this part, but I actually cut out a section from the piece of paper here. You'll see it here in a second. Okay, here we go. So I cut that out, and that's like the bottom part. So there's the little opening. So I'm just going to glue the perimeter of this little piece of paper and put it down so that way there's no glue all over. So it's still an opening and I can fit that paper in and out. But that'll be, yeah, my little like reminder for my monthly to-do list. I think it's just such a cute way to add an interactive element into your bullet journal by having that little pocket or sleeve, whatever you want to call it. I think it's so cute. And so I want to make it look like the drawing I did on the right side of the page. So I'm going to outline everything with my pen and do the same kind of tracing and everything like that. And I love how it turned out. I think it's so cute. And then really quickly, I added the days of the week on the monthly page. And now let's move into the weekly page. So for every week, I'm trying out a different layout just to see what I like best, what I vibe with the most. So this one is pretty interesting because the boxes that I'm making go straight through the middle of the page, which can be a little awkward, but I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem. So I made 7. So we have Monday through Sunday. And then this long one here, it's actually my tracker for my orders for the week. So that's something I wanted to customize in my planner and have something to track my sourdough orders. So if you didn't know, I sell locally my sourdough baked goods, and it's been so much fun, but I like to keep track of everything. So I'll make just like a tiny little tracker like this for each week. And if I need to extend it, I'll add like a page below it, and it's like no big deal. So for decorations, or I guess pops of color on this page, I kept it really simple with some washi at the top and then just some Mr. Pen highlighters on the days of the week and the header of my tracker. So now for the next week, we're doing horizontal boxes. And because of the horizontal boxes, I wasn't able to fit a section just for my order tracker. So I had to get a separate piece of paper and kind of make one separately. And I'm going to tape it in to the planner. So it's kind of like a little flap in the middle of the week, if that makes sense. So that's what I tend to do if I can't fit it in the week. So I kind of do a mix of both of those. And we're also going to ignore the fact that in big, huge bubble letters, I misspelled February. And you know what? While I was making this, I didn't even realize it until I was sitting down editing this. I'm like, why does February look weird? And it's because I'm missing an R. So, whoops, just ignore that. Also, I smudged some of my pen while I was doing the pencil erasing, so that kind of sucked, but I tried to cover it with some whiteout. Now I'm just filling in the month of February, like the words, and I think that's going to be my main pop of color here, and then we're going to add in that tracker, and I just use some tape, and I put it right in the middle, and I do it front and back so it doesn't like accidentally rip out, and it's good to go. That's what the second week looks like. Now for the third week, I don't know, I think this might be my favorite. I'm going back to the vertical. Every time I use an Erin Condren or any other brand, vertical has always been my favorite. But I feel like in this season of life right now, I'm not utilizing all the vertical space, but I feel like this could possibly work because the vertical columns are a little bit shorter because the bottom section I saved for my bread tracker, and I have 2 sections here. So hopefully I do a lot of orders that particular week, but I think this might be my favorite layout. So I might revisit this a few more times for March because I think this one is going to be a winner. But again, that's what I like about bullet journaling. I can try out different layouts each week and see which one works the best. So for the pops of color here, just keeping it simple, using my Mr. Pen highlighters to highlight the days of the week and the headers and things like that. Super easy peasy. So now for the last week of February, I probably should have done this for the week of Valentine's, but it's okay. I wanted to end on a high note for the month of February. This is probably the most creative page we're doing. So we're doing horizontal boxes, but they're really short because on both sides of the page, I have these giant hearts. And what I plan to do here is actually cut out half of the hearts here. So it has almost this like almost a weird looking like scallop edge detailing. I did something similar to that in January. Let me show you real quick. So for the disco ball, I like cut out half the disco ball and I just thought that looked so cool. So I wanted to do something with the hearts. So we'll test this out, see how we like it. But I'm just making those boxes Monday through Sunday. And then because this one didn't fit like my order tracker, I'm going to do another page that's just kind of like sticking out there. I'm coloring in the hearts with a pink color pencil. And this part took a long time. Like my hand was starting to hurt after a while, and I'm starting to think it would have just been smarter to use construction paper and just cut out hearts and glue them in. So I might use that idea for next time. But my hand was like hurting after coloring all these giant big hearts. But now cutting this side of the hearts, it was kind of tricky, I'm not gonna lie. So I used a mix of my detail scissors with a little X-Acto knife. So a mix of both of those, I think I was able to do a decent job. I cut around the outline and not on the actual outline, so that way you can still see the black edge of the heart. So I just cut like right outside the perimeter of the heart. And I think it looks really cool, but I had to be mindful because whatever is on the back of that, I have to keep in mind that I have to use that for March. So I'll show you guys next month what I plan to do. Oh, actually, I just showed you. I'm going to do a kite theme for March. That's what I wrote right here, my little note. So in these like weird little like half heart scallop detailing, I don't know what you want to call it, I'm going to draw kites like flying. I don't know. It'll be cute, hopefully, fingers crossed. But come back next month to see that. But this is what the spread looks like. I think it's really cute. Just doing a few touch-ups and cleanups here. And then the last thing to do is just add my order tracker in here. And that is pretty much it for the whole month of February. So let's go ahead and do a final walkthrough. So here's how the month of February starts, and we have our monthly to-do list that I'm going to fill in right here. And I'm really excited about that. And then we have the monthly layout. So I'll use this for appointments, video uploads, and just any big events. And now here's what all of the weekly spreads look like. Let me know in the comments which style, like which week of February is your favorite, because they're all different. I'm going to make it a habit to continue trying new layouts until I find one that sticks. Although I do have high hopes on that vertical one I did. But let me know what your favorite is in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.